You have made mistakes, maybe even ask for forgiveness from someone else, but you are stuck in a whirlwind of guilt and self-condemnation. You are replaying that moment over and over in your mind, and it's like a never-ending loop of shame. Sound familiar? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will have the tools to release that heavy burden and find the path to inner peace. You see, forgiving others can be tough, but forgiving yourself, that's a whole different ball game. We all make mistakes. We say the wrong thing, we hurt someone unintentionally, or we mess up. It could be a small thing, it could be a big thing. But why is it so hard to cut ourselves some slack, like let go of that heavy burden of guilt? Well, my friend, it's time to dive deep into that heart of self-forgiveness. The truth is this: self-forgiveness isn't just about one event. It's about a whole slew of negative emotions that triggers that event. It's about all the times you have felt like you've done something wrong and it's time to break free from that cycle, but you just can't. So where do you start? You can begin by affirming your ability to forgive yourself. It's okay if you can't even think about your mistake without spiraling into depression, anxiety, or even crying. I have cried a few tears myself. I used to cry every time I let myself think about how I wasted my 20s by dating the wrong man, lived a life without focus, without goals, allowing the opinions of others to affect how I saw myself. I made all the wrong decisions just because I wanted to belong. So yes, it happens to the best of us. But right here, right now, my friend, I want you to ask yourself, do I believe that I have the ability to get better, to change, to improve, even though I'm flawed just like everyone else? Believe in that possibility, because this is actually the first steps towards your healing. Start treating yourself like you would treat your best friend. Now imagine this. Your best friend is going through a tough time and they are crying, they are berating themselves for going through this tough time, for the mistakes they have made. What would you say? If you are like me, you probably start with some nice words, a word of kindness, a word of comforting words, right? Well, why don't you do the same for yourself? Soften your heart towards your mistakes, just like you would do for an innocent child. Remember, making mistakes is human. You are not defined by your actions. And this is something that I realized, that I was not defined by my action. It just went inside of me, and I felt like a light bulb just went on. Like, I am not defined by my actions. And this prompted me to start my self-forgiveness journey a while ago. And I started journaling down my negative thoughts and guilt that I've carried with me for years. I would cry while I write, especially when I would apologize to the little girl inside, my younger self, who was so naive of life, who was trusting of people and was taken advantage of in so many ways. When guilt takes over, it's easy to get lost in self-looting and negative thinking. But my friend, it is time to face the facts. Write down what happened, because that was what I was doing. I started journaling. I started writing what happened around that situation. Say it out loud. Speak it out. Because I wouldn't advise you to speak to a friend, because when you talk to people, especially friends, and you're no longer friends with them, they go away with your secret. So I would advise you see a therapist if you can afford one. And this can help you actually see the situation as a learning experience and be honest with yourself about What is causing this particular guilt? Because that was one thing that I did. I faced my guilt, and this is what I feel guilty about. And that was when I started to heal from the inside. Ask yourself, what was my expectation? Did you set an unrealistic standard for yourself? Listen, this exercise isn't about you shifting blame. It's about understanding why you are punishing yourself, refusing to forgive yourself. I couldn't forgive myself for the life of me for years. I couldn't. I carried the guilt of so many guilt on top of each other for years. And I'm not totally healed. I'm still on my journey, and it's okay. Sometimes your expectations might just be too high. It's a journey. The most important thing is for you to know that it is time to make amends. It is time for you to face yourself and start taking control of that emotion and unforgiveness. Take what you have learned and use it as an opportunity for your personal growth. How can you make things right? That is a question you can ask yourself. How can you find ways to prevent this situation from happening in the future? It's not about punishment. It's about accountability and commitment to change. And now, here's a little brain training for you. Repeat this mantra as often as you need to. I did the best that I could at that time with the knowledge that I had. Now I will do better. I began to understand more of the context of my situation at that time. I was younger. I had no guidance. I was from a broken home. I was just living my life every day without anyone to guide me. And I worked with the information that I had at that time. And I'm saying to you today, challenge that inner critic and remember that you are worthy of forgiveness. You can also try this powerful 4-sentence mantra that I've tried as well. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Like I said earlier, I had to apologize to my younger self, to the little girl inside of me that I wasted 20-something years of her life. I felt like I betrayed her. I felt like I could have done better. You understand when I say those were the guilt that I carried for so long, and I had to apologize to her, to say, I am sorry. I love you. If I have given a second chance, I would do it in a different way. The first time I said it, I cried. And the more I continued to say it, I began to feel better. The body began to lift, and I felt like she was telling me, it's okay. It's okay. Lastly, my friend, remember that forgiveness is a process. It's not a one-time deal. It's okay. Sometimes you might feel like you are not having any progress. But like I said, it's a process. Don't hesitate to seek guidance. Don't hesitate to go to have a therapy. You understand what I'm saying? Self-forgiveness is an active journey. You've got all the time in the world to embrace it. And I love you. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to share this video with someone you think you need it. And I thank you very much. And I'll see you on my next one.